It's really early in the morning, but you need to come and see this. I mean, look what we've got out here. Porsche Carrera GT, Pagani Zonda, Bugatti EB110, Veyron over in the corner, and this is just the start. In fact, there's so much to see that I need a way of getting around the car park, and I've got one. It's the little car company's Bugatti Type 35. Oh. Right, so let's go and see what we've got, shall we? We have, to kick things off, a Porsche 918, very stealthy in black, a Porsche 19 inspired by the VW Polo Harlequin edition, clearly. Emergency services Porsche 918, yeah, they're really pushing the boat out with those at the moment. 4GT, a plain one and a very much less plain one, wrapped and with a roof box on it. Down the end, we're moving on, we're moving back up in the exclusivity scales to the Paganis down here. A trio of Huayras, quite gaudy, less gaudy, nose lift up on the last one, which is, oh, that shouldn't have been left like that, should it? But wow, what a lineup, what a lineup. And we're gonna move on to Avenue 2. Down round the bottom hairpin, back up we come. We are going past Ferrari 488, Mercedes AMG GT Black Series, in the Lewis Hamilton colours, which is quite cool. Over this side, McLaren 765 LT, and this is a bit of a personal favourite, Diablo. Lamborghini Diablo in two-tone, not sure about that, but oh yes, oh yes. And then let's move on to the first Koenigsegg, shall we? A CCX, a CCXR, oh, a Regera in purple, very much like that. Let's have another one, shall we? Plain carbon-bodied 1.1. And while I've been doing that, I have just driven past a pair of Chirons, a Chiron and a Chiron Sport. Right, on for the next aisle, shall we? Which we can call Ferrari Avenue. Ah, baby blue Ferrari Daytona SP3. Oh yes. A Monza SP2. And over the other side, while I've been panning past, a 488, an SF90, we can sort of skate over those, because at the end of that avenue, 250 GT Lusso, which is just divine, I reckon, absolutely divine. Over this side, we have a LaFerrari, an F40, yes, 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 much yes. And then the front engine things, we have an 812 Competizione, another 812 Competizione, and down the end, an F12 TDF. This has got to be the world's most exclusive, most expensive car park today. It's amazing.
So what's going on here? Well, this extravaganza of opulent metal is the Supercar Owners Circle weekend. SOC is a company that helps you get the most out of your rare and fabulous exotica, and each year they organise a big driving event. Previous locations have included Switzerland and Croatia. This year it's in southern Spain, and Top Gear has tagged along to find out what's involved, which meant we needed some suitable wheels. A regular supercar was never going to be big enough to carry all our kit, but we've got something that should keep them honest, an Aston Martin DBX 707.
First stop, obviously, a petrol station, and it's carnage. 40 supercars and hypercars arriving at a petrol station. Bumper payday for them. But come and have a look. It's absolute chaos of hooting horns and people wandering around and supercar spotters turning up and an F40. That's gorgeous. Personally, bit of a favourite with the Diablo there with its doors up. It's absolute chaos, I love it. And look, a lesser spotted Skoda Kamiq. There's something you didn't think you'd see every day. Might be the rarest car around today. I think we better move on.
Brimmed with fuel, we headed inland for Andalusia's hills and mountains, trying to keep the supercars in sight. We had a destination to head for though, and a suitably exciting one. Ascari Race Resort.
So what you're looking at here is a complete travelling circus. I thought we'd be all together, there'd be like 35 supercars in a row with us in the DBX at the back. But actually, Once we got out of the hotel, it was like herding cats. Everyone just disappeared into all the directions possible, and you end up intermingled with the locals, with car spotters, and we're just going to go and chase the Chiron along this road, which is a rather lovely thing to do, but where the hell is everybody else? This is proper. This is meant to be a 30-mile-an-hour parade lap. But here we are, we've caught up with a bunch of them. We've got a Chiron, a Koenigsegg, a Monza, who's probably picking the flies out of his teeth, and an 812 Competizione. Look at all of that, that looks spectacular.
The main reason we weren't meant to be driving too fast around Ascari is that it's currently undergoing redevelopment. Not that that held most of us back. Time for a cool down with a quick group photo on track, followed by lunch. SOC's aim is to provide money can't buy experiences for its members, in this case by having some horses trotting around Koenigseggs in an arena. And speaking of Koenigseggs, after lunch I was driving one, accompanied by a familiar face.
So what I'm interested in is, why do you come on an event like this? Why do you come on a Supercar Owners Circle event? What do you get from it?
So it's kind of getting close to the customer, the owners and the clientele, to kind of hear their point of view on other cars, our cars, and experience the cars together. And the Supercar Owners Circle, they've invited us for a couple of years. We went 3 years ago to Gstaad as well. So we don't go all the time, but and they do this not only with Koenigsegg, they also invite other manufacturers. It gives me the opportunity also to drive our range of cars over the years, so in an interesting setting.
Because I assume we're now in a CCXR, and I assume you don't often get the opportunity to get back in.
That's true. There are very few of these, and we actually have one in the factory, but it's never driven, so it's kind of no mileage on it. So we like to keep it that way. So this is a chance to drive one of these. I drove it for a couple of hours today and enjoyed it a lot. Drove a 1-to-1 yesterday. It's really amazing.
Isn't it interesting how we've all got our own stories about what has got us into cars and to this place?
Yes.
Because I think it's really interesting. For me, it was writing. I love car magazines, similarly to you, piles of them growing up. And it was writing about them and reading the magazines that I was passionate about. Other guys here have had similar stories about, taking a toy car to bed, whatever it is, have now gone, no, I want to own it. I want the experience of collecting them. You've had the experience of wanting to build your own and have your name on the factory door.
Well, actually, I didn't care so much about the name. I didn't even decide the name until we started building the first prototype. Because I always felt Koenigsegg was a kind of weird name for a car. It's complicated. And then I started looking around. So everyone else has used the last name: Porsche, Ferrari, Lamborghini, Ford, whatever. So that was kind of the norm. And then I read a story about Häagen-Dazs ice cream.
Oh yeah.
Which is an American brand of ice cream with this made-up name that you can't spell or pronounce to make it sound Dutch Scandinavian. To make it feel more exotic than American. And then I said to myself, if they on purpose make a name you can't pronounce or spell, well then I might as well use mine that you can't pronounce or spell.
Yes.
So that's how that came about. Since it was the norm. So.
Back into the DBX and back down to the coast, and to one place in particular, Puerto Banús, Supercar Central. Yes, we've driven on road and track. It's time for our wheeled extroverts to slow down and pull in the crowds. And it turns out they do this better than anything else.
This is absolutely nuts. It feels like the bad days of Group B in terms of crowds and then not paying any attention to the cars. We've got people standing right in front of the car as we're trying to go through the town. This is in the thick of Puerto Banús. I've managed to follow in a couple of the Koenigseggs, and I've never seen such a paparazzi gathering around them or anyone ignore an Aston DBX 707 quite so comprehensively. I mean, look at forwards now, Charlie. Look at this. I mean, I'm trying to get to it. It's a bloke on a scooter coming up here. The parking sensors are going crazy because we've just got people walking all around the cars. You just cannot get anywhere or do anything. That's the impact that hypercars have on people still.
But this got me thinking, why do people go to such great lengths just to see supercars? So when I got back to the hotel that afternoon, I decided to go and meet some of them.
Freddie, you tour the world as a supercar spotter, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
You do?
Yeah.
So what's brought you here? Why have you come here?
It was a special few cars that are here. It's not, this is pretty much, they call it Supercar Owners Circle. It's actually Hypercar Owners Circle looking around us. For me, it was the Aventador J, which is a one-off roofless Lamborghini Aventador they announced.
And that hasn't actually been out on the road today, has it?
Not yet, no.
So you've managed to get behind the sort of barriers, if you like. You're the supercar spotter.
Through.
Most of them are all out there. You've managed to get in here to come and see us.
I feel very, very privileged. It was worth booking the flight.
How have you done that? How have you sort of made the jump into sort of a more personal relationship?
So I used to spot cars just on the streets of London, sort of 10 years ago. I used to leave school to try and go and see cars, and basically just got to know some of the owners, got to know some of the dealerships that were selling cars. And then once you get a few followers, they start getting in touch and they want to kind of use you for a bit of promotion and all that kind of stuff. And then you get invited to events, and it's a really nice cycle.
Okay, so it sort of snowballs a bit from
absolutely,
there.
yeah.
And you can now make a career out of doing it.
Yeah. So I just got back from America, from Pebble Beach and all the events out there, which was pretty amazing. Took photos out there.
And that's all through doing stuff on Instagram, is it?
Pretty much Instagram, YouTube. Has to be sort of the limited edition cars.
So you're not really supercar hunting then, you're hunting rare hypercars.
Yeah, pretty much.
To come and do that. And where's next? Where are you going to next?
So I've got a little bit of a break. I've got a wedding to go to tomorrow, and then possibly Goodwood Revival on Sunday.
Right.
So it's a very packed schedule as always.
Wow. Favourite car? Favourite car to shoot?
Oof, I love a Zonda. I just love how bonkers they look. The noise from that AMG V12. Probably a Zonda F, Zonda Cinque, and it's always the cars you grow up with, right?
Yeah.
And I grew up with the first Zondas to then the 760s, the Fs. I love them. The power, the noise, the looks. Yeah.
Great. Well, have a safe trip home.
Thank you so much.
And thank you very much indeed for talking to us.
So that was day one of living like a hypercar owner, and in some ways it was just like any other day trip in a car. Trucks, traffic and chaos at a fuel station. But hypercars have their own gravity. Things fall into their orbit, stuff happens around them. It's been a fascinating first day. Day 2 contains a fitting centrepiece. SOC has arranged drag racing on a runway. But first we managed to catch up with a few owners.
You've seen the craziest lineup of hypercars which I have ever seen. We have more than 100 million euros or pounds of cars surrounding us right now. Cars I do actually barely see every day, so it's insane. The people who are here from all around the world. You are here, Top Gear is here, and of course we are enjoying it. But we also do some networking with the new friends and new clients, and I can combine it.
So you come here for the enjoyment, but it's also a bit of a business
Always.
proposition.
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the Chiron then.
Yeah.
How long have you had this car for?
This one now for 1 year, about 1 year. Before I was driving a white Chiron Sport, a matte white. Yeah. And now I swapped it to this one, and after the tour I will probably swap it and drive a pure sport.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
But we're off to a runway today.
Yeah, right.
Do you think you're going to be the fastest car down the runway?
Let me be honest to you, I've never done it before. I'm a car dealer, I'm not a race driver. I can buy and sell, but I'm not the best race driver or something, to be just honest. And I've never done it before. I'm really excited to do it, but I'm also afraid of it. I mean, I'm moving around like 4 million euro. And the car next to me will be worth probably the same or even more. Yeah. So if one of us does something wrong,
I can't help but notice the watch on your wrist.
Yeah.
Is there a story about it? It's enormous.
Yeah, there's a big story about it. Let me wind it up.
So it's got the Bugatti logo on it.
Yeah, it's actually the Jacob & Co. Bugatti Chiron watch.
Yeah.
And
so that's a W16 engine.
Yeah, there's a W16 engine inside. Look, you can see the pistons working.
That's amazing.
And yeah, this is really like a top notch if you want to be in luxury watches. Here you have the front of the car, of the watch. Here you have the front of it.
Yeah.
That's the side, you can see.
See the profile of the car. Oh yeah, look at that. And tell me,
that's the rear lights.
Yeah. And tell me, is that as expensive as the car itself?
Not at all, but it's expensive as a Ferrari.
Yeah.
By the way, you have 4 suspensions here. Can you see that? Yeah. And yeah, the watches, they begin at, I think, at least 300, 400K net.
Yeah.
And open end. We have some friends around us who also got the Bugattis and the watches, so we make some pictures like just 3 guys in their cars.
Fantastic. Well, Omid, best of luck today.
Thank you. See you on racetrack.
Look after your watch as well as your car.
Okay.
We'll see you later.
Bye. See you next time. Bye.
But one car in particular had me intrigued. I just had to know why a Dutch Porsche 918 Spider was painted in Volkswagen Polo Harlequin colours.
Why is that in a Volkswagen Polo Harlequin scheme?
Yes, because I'm a Volkswagen lover. And I have also in my collection a Polo Harlequin, and that is what you can do also with a 918.
I'm more interested in the fact you have a Polo Harlequin in your collection than if you have a 918.
Yes, I have also owned a
Was it a car you owned early?
No. I'm a collector from VW, Audi and Porsche. And the Polo Harlequin is one of the heritage, of course, of VW.
It looks fantastic. I love it. Do you get a lot of reaction to it?
Yeah, and much, and very best in the combination with the other one.
Yes, yeah. Okay, well, talking of the other one then. So over here, we've got a police car.
Yes.
Why, and how can you legally drive that on the road?
Now, the nicest thing is the Rijkspolitie.
Yeah.
Was in the past. Now we have the normal police. Yeah. The Rijkspolitie don't exist anymore. That is allowed at this time.
And you're all right to run around with lights on the top and stuff?
Yeah, but the lights don't function. They are out of order.
Not plugged in?
No.
Excellent. Have you got other Porsche police cars then in your collection?
Yes. I have every type they have had in the past. I have one.
Really?
Yes.
So you have a 911 and a 914? That's fantastic. I think the cars look really cool. Just a lot of fun.
That's the best.
Yeah.
Enjoy, everybody.
Enjoy, indeed. Enjoy today.
Thank you.
The pattern for day 2 followed day 1. A lovely drive through the Spanish hills and mountains, a leisurely lunch, and then a flat-out blast down a closed runway. No, that last bit is obviously new. But yes, SOC had arranged for the main runway at Granada Airport to be closed to incoming flights, so we could see how fast our cars went.
At the start on the runway. This is quite daunting actually because it is a live airport. It feels ridiculous. We're racing against a Rolls Royce and we're about to go. And the Rolls Royce is gone, but we are catching it now. Bye lads! Right, so how fast are we going to go? That is, look how black the marks on the tarmac are. That's 200 Ks. That's all right. But the Rolls is going behind us now and we're at 230, 240 is 150 miles an hour. I'm pretty happy with that. I'll probably keep it flat a little bit longer than I need to. There we go, that is 260 Ks. Oh, there we go, there's the lines for braking. We can still go 270 Ks and we're braking there. 280 Ks, that's not bad at all. I cannot see the Rolls Royce anymore, at all. Drag Race 2, we've got another rival. This time we might have overstepped the mark. 765 LT, I'm getting the markings, and 3, 2, 1, go. This thing is so bad off the line. And the 765 LT has completely disappeared and is carrying on disappearing yet faster.
Yeah, that wasn't ever going to end well.
I'm intrigued to see how this one pans out because all that is lacking to be the holy trinity of hypercars is an old McLaren P1. But I tell you what, all the 918s I've seen going up the runway have been going really quickly. Right, that against La Ferrari, go! I think that 918 has got the jump on it, actually. Don't know, we'll find out later.
So that was drag racing. There was no official timing, but everyone agreed that the Porsche 918s were the fastest things off the line, and I didn't hear of anything that went faster down the runway than a Chiron that hit 332 kilometers an hour. That's 206 miles an hour. Still, plenty for everyone to gossip about at the gala dinner that evening.
Right, here we are, t-shirt off, jacket on, because this is the end. But before I go, there's something I want to tell you. I came into this a bit sceptical, but actually it's been loads of fun, because everyone here, and I mean this, everyone, no matter how they choose to enjoy them, is passionate about cars. However, not everyone wants to be on camera, so I'm afraid for you, it's time to go.